Hi, crafty friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today I'm going to be showing you the card that I created for Craft Roulette episode number 271. And so I'm just going to bring in the card and we'll go through the parameters one by one. So here's my card. The project had to be Matchbook card. Now my Matchbook card opens up a little different than most. I know a lot of them open where you flip this part up and it's all part of the same card base, but I did mine a little different. And so my card base is Parakeet Party, and it is cut at 4 1/4 by 6 3/4, and it's scored at 1 1/4, and that's what makes this bottom here. Then the part that I have on the inside here, which is Calypso Coral, so that is cut at 3 3/4 by 10, and then when you score it at 5 inches, that makes it, you just fold it in half, so basically. So there is what I decided to do. Now, all the other dimensions, you can decide how much matting you want and all that. I'm not going to give you those dimensions because I was using some 1/16 of an inch on some of mine, and I know that frustrates some people. So I just figure you can mat it with however you want. So there is my Matchbook card, because the way mine opens is this butterfly down here is kind of my element that's keeping it closed, the bottom part of his wings. So the way you open mine is you just flip this out this way, and that bottom part there holds that close together, so I don't have to use staples or anything like that. Okay, so now that takes care of the Matchbook card. Now the colors had to be park colors, and you are going to find these colors in the park, especially if you go to a park that has a lot of flowers in them, and that's what I like. And you can even find parks have all those the playgrounds for the kids to play on, and they're very colorful. And it just depends on the park you go to. Even if you go to a park when there's a kite festival or a birthday party, they could have all these colors. So you're going to find these colors at a park. And then the element had to be key or keys. I'll show you that in a minute, but let's move on to the random of curved and straight. So I wanted to use this paper pack right here because it has a lot of butterflies in it, and this is called Butterfly Kisses. And the reason why I chose this is because I'm making this card for someone who's going through a very difficult time now, and she loves butterflies. And so that was my goal, was to fill this card full of butterflies. And in fact, I've added my favorite brushed brass butterflies to this card as well. And this closure is a big butterfly that I created from this Build a Butterfly. And this was really fun to work with. Now, so what I ended up doing was I wanted this bottom part to be a lighter color of Calypso Coral that's going to be shown through those holes. So I ended up taking Calypso Coral and blending it on some basic white, and then before I die cut that out. And all the other colors, like this is the Fresh Freesia that's in this paper pack. And I did add a wink of Stella to the body there, the butterfly. Now what I did was I also cut 2 of these bodies out so that I could glue one on the front and one on the back. I thought that would make it sturdier, so that when I, because this is going to have some movement back, when you're tucking this back under. So back to the curved and straight. Well, I wasn't going to use this paper in the paper pack, but when I came to the random of curved and straight, I thought, well, those are straight little, they have straight lines on it, but the way they're put on the card is they're curved. And I'll show you a bigger piece of that so you can get an idea. See, there's some curved on there as well as the straight. So, and then of course, the butterflies have lots of curves, and the card has a lot of straight lines with the matting and so forth. So I think we've got that taken care of. And I didn't know, I like to stamp my sentiment in a darker color. Now, as you can see, there's no starry sky in this paper, but there's starry sky in the paper pack. So I pulled out another piece that I'm decorating the inside with just so that I could pull in a little of that starry sky. And this sentiment comes from So Sincere. And I stamped it in starry sky. Now, as far as the element of key and keys, I didn't really know how to take care of that because I didn't really want a key on my card. So I did something different. I pulled in this Hero Arts stamp and die set that I had, and I wanted to use the word prayer, but I didn't want it to be prayers, plural. I just wanted it singular. So I went ahead and had to use my stamp positioning tool so that I could just ink up the prayer part. And as you can see, the S is clear because I didn't, and the other part is stained because I was only using that part for inking. And I was inking it up in Starry Sky. So that's what I'm using. And let's look at the inside and show you how I'm using it. So here is prayer, and I had to create the sentiment is the key to everything in my publisher software, and then figure out how to align it so that it would be right underneath that prayer there and in between the P and the Y. Took me a little while, but I got it, and then I could just, after I stamped prayer, I stuck it in my computer and then ran it through to get is the key to everything. So there's the key part, the element part of my card. And I love the font that I use because if you look closely, the eyes look like little hearts. And so that's why I pulled in this paper right here that has the starry sky color in it, and also those look like little hearts. So I thought it tied it all together. And the sentiment on the front was die cut with my layering ovals framelets, both the scalloped and the regular cut. And then I popped it up on my card. And again, added those butterflies, are so cute. So there we go. I think I've covered everything. And I love the style of my matchbook card and the way that it opens and closes. Then that way I don't have to use staples, and this element here holds it closed. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this card in this video, and if you did, you can show me your joy by giving it a thumbs up. Okay, well, until my next video, have fun crafting, everyone, and remember, choose joy, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.